Well, May Day is a day to celebrate the accomplishments of working men and women. And we work hard around here. We get up pretty early to get this program on the air, don't we? But you know what? Not nearly as early as our next guest. He gets up at 1:30 a.m. day after day, rain or shine, and gets down to work. And that goal is productivity. And Azim Jamal says he's just one productive guy. He's a lecturer and author, and he's in Vancouver. Mr. Jamal, moments ago we caught you with your eyes closed. You were kind of napping. Is that part of your process?
I was meditating, gearing myself for the big show time.
Oh, is that what it was? You get up at 1:30 in the morning. Give me briefly your regimen.
Well, you know, regularly, not every day, regularly. So it's average about 5 days a week. I wake up about 1:30. Then I work till about 4. I work in terms of writing, reading, visualizing, and then I meditate for about an hour.
And what time do you go to bed at night?
Regularly 8:30.
So you get about, what, 4.5 hours of sleep every night?
No, my average budget for the week is 45 hours a week.
I see. So you divide that up. Do you walk around with a stopwatch? How do you divvy this up and figure out exactly how much time you've got?
Well, I think, you know, I think the point I want to make is twofold. What gets measured gets improved. Peter Drucker says that, right? So we have a scorecard in business. We have a scorecard in sports. Why don't we have a scorecard in our own life? But it's twofold. One is time measurement, and the other is quality measurement, how your life is unfolding. So I'm not saying become so rigid. It's a framework. It gives you an idea, which helps you to be able to assess what's happening in your life.
And what do you do at 1:30 in the morning?
I wake up and I make a cup of tea, and I usually start reading or writing.
While the rest of the world is asleep, you're doing this.
Well, my work is creative, and the world is silent. It allows me to be more creative. I'm not saying it works for everybody else. People have different businesses, different professions, different frameworks, so it works for me.
And yet,
what I'm saying is people to think outside the box and allow, you know, many different creative ways to become most effective.
Well, it's interesting because many world leaders and world business people say they only sleep 4 to 5 hours a night. I'm thinking like George Bush, Maggie Thatcher, some of those. I mean, is this part of a process where those people who just, like their minds just want to keep going and they're very focused? Is this part of their success? Well,
it could be, but you know, what I'm saying is that if you watch me, if you live with me, or if you spend time with me, I'm very relaxed. I'm not rigid. The idea is the time thing is a framework, basically. It allows me some kind of assessment, but it's not that you have to be so rigid. In fact, I have 17 hours a week on flex time. I have 28 hours a week on family time. We have Friday night, Saturday night with my wife. We go out 2 days a week. So it's quite relaxed, but it's a framework which works for me.
So do you keep?
And I would recommend to other people too.
You would, but do you keep like a time card or something to know when you're doing, if you're going overboard on too much flex time or not enough sleep? I mean, how do you divvy up and make sure that you're staying to your schedule?
Well, once a day or twice a day, I analyze where my time has gone roughly to the nearest 5, 10, 15 minutes. I'm not caught up with the seconds, right? And for viewers out there who don't like time allocation, what I would suggest is if you wake up in the morning and start your day by saying, today is the most important day of my life. Today is the best day of my life. Today is the only day the day that counts. And at the end of the day, ask yourself, was it my best day? What worked for me today? And how can I improve it? Even that is a measurement and enough to make small changes which have big results.
But how do you tell that to somebody who really needs their 8 hours sleep a night and say, I just can't function without 8.5 hours of sleep a night?
Which is fine. What I'm saying is, allow enough time for what is important to you. I find many people waste time doing unimportant stuff. One of the things I recommend is to procrastinate.
Procrastinate.
Procrastination is bad, but I'm saying procrastination is good. If you procrastinate what is not important, you allow time for important stuff. So less is more. Doing less of important things is better than doing more of unimportant things. So procrastinate what's not important, and you will create time for what is important in your life.
Do people work too much, though, and don't put aside those quality parts of their life?
You know, Jackie, what I've discovered a startling fact. I've traveled across the world, as you know. I've spoken in 25 countries. I've discovered that most people work very hard. But unfortunately, despite their hard work and effort, most people don't even scratch their potential. There's a disconnect between hard work and potential. And I think potential is, realized when you are focused on priorities, you focus on important things, you have clarity of what you want in your life, and those goals create that results, not the hard work. You can work as hard as you want, even you can think positive, but if you're going in the wrong direction, you'll not get there.
Okay, well, a fascinating way of putting this together. And certainly, you've been very successful doing this with your career, and I wish you well. And some interesting
one more
words
tip
of
I'd like
advice.
to give the
Go right ahead.
one more tip I'd like to give the viewers is to have the hour of power. 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of exercise, and 20 minutes of reading something uplifting regularly will create a big change in their life.
Okay, and don't forget to watch CBC in there somewhere too. That's very important.
Yes, for sure.
Okay, thank you so much for this. Take care.
Thank you, Jackie.